speaking, listening, writing, reading. Grammar, vocabulary. Grammar Vocabulary Workbook. A complimentary resource to your online Tell Me More training learning language, English. Vocabulary. B2. Vocabulary, B2 level. Forward. What are Tell Me More grammar vocabulary workbooks? Tell Me More grammar vocabulary workbooks gather most the grammar and vocabulary explanations available in Tell Me More. They are a complimentary resource to your Tell Me More online language program. 6 workbooks per level are available addressing the following topics: nominal and modifiers, mood, voice, and auxiliaries, the sentence, the verbal group, linking words, vocabulary. Using Tell Me More grammar vocabulary workbooks. Most of the grammar and vocabulary explanations are accompanied with exercises, in order to help you put what you learn in practice. At the end of each workbook, you can retrieve the solutions to the different exercises. Don't forget to log in to your Tell Me More account in order to practice all skills. Tell Me More grammar/vocabulary workbooks, language, English level, B2, advanced, topics covered, vocabulary. About Tell Me More. Tell Me More is a provider of technological solutions, digital content, and distant services for foreign language teaching aimed at individuals, employees, and students. Tell Me More is currently being used by more than 7 million learners worldwide in more than 10,000 organizations and training centers. Based in Paris, Oralog also has offices in the China, US, Italy, Germany, Spain, and Mexico. Oralog/Tell Me More, copyright 2011, all rights reserved. This document contains Oralog/Tell Me More proprietary information and cannot be used apart from a valid Tell Me More license. Any disclosure, distribution, copying, or unauthorized use hereof is prohibited. Photo credits, ThinkStock copyright. Page 2. Vocabulary, B2 level. Table of contents. Vocabulary. 4. The basics. 4. Name of the countries, capital letters. For nationalities, capital letters. For hour, time, o'clock. 5 American money. 6. Specific topics. 7. Dates. 7 addresses and phone numbers. 9 to let. 10 percentages. 11. Words and expressions. 12. To be likely. 12 for the sake of, on behalf of. 14 to be left, to have left. 15 kind of followed by a noun. 16. Not to be confused. 18. Home, house. 18 for, since, ago. 19 next, the next. 20 last, later, latter. 22 for how long, since when. 24 to remember, to remind. 25. Vocabulary, solutions. 26. The basics, solution, S. 26. Hour, time, o'clock, solutions. 26 American money, solutions. 26 to let, solutions. 27 percentages, solutions. 27. Words and expressions, solution, S. 27. To be likely, solutions. 27 for the sake of, on behalf of, solutions. 28 to be left, to have left, solutions. 29 kind of followed by a noun, solutions. 29. Not to be confused, solution, S. 29. For, since, ago, solutions. 29 next, the next, solutions. 30 last, later, latter, solutions. 34 how long, since when, solutions. 31. Page 3. Vocabulary, B2 level. Vocabulary. The basics. Name of the countries, capital letters. Names of countries are capitalized. Example. He's a friend from France. They live in Spain. It's very nice in the United States at this time of the year. Nationalities, capital letters. Nationalities, whether used as nouns or as adjectives, are capitalized. Example. You'll meet lots of Americans here. I'm half French, half Italian. Note, languages are also capitalized. Example. I don't speak English very well. Page 4. Vocabulary, B2 level. Hour, time, o'clock. Hour expresses duration. Example. Don't take hours. Shall we meet at the harbor in an hour? I have to be at the theater in a half hour. Time indicates indeterminate duration. Example. We won't have time to see him. Take your time. Time can also indicate the time of day, e.g. as indicated by a clock. Time is often used to ask the time of day. Example. What time is it? Is it time to go? A clock expresses an exact hour and is often omitted. Example. It's 6 o'clock. I'd like to watch the 7 o'clock news. Hour, time, o'clock, exercise, grammar practice. Rewrite as in the example. The flight leaving this morning. This morning's flight. A journey that takes 5 days. Departures on Tuesday. The menu for this evening. A time lasting 3 hours. The budget for this year. Problems we had last week. Page 5. Vocabulary, B2 level. American money. The United States' primary monetary unit is the dollar. A cent is 1/100 of a dollar. Example. $4 equals $4. $1 million equals $1 million. $4.50 equals $4.50, or $4.50. 25 cents or 25 cents equals 25 cents. Note. Dollar precedes the number to which it refers, cent follows the number to which it refers. American coins have various names. 1 cent equals a penny, 5 cents equals a nickel, 10 cents equals a dime, 25 cents equals a quarter, 50 cents equals a half dollar. Note. A number of countries besides the United States have monetary units called dollars. To distinguish among these various currencies, it is useful to speak of US dollars, or American dollars, Canadian dollars, Australian dollars, etc. American money, exercise, text transformation. Write out the following numbers and abbreviations. The price of your policy has risen by 16.5%. This is due to a 59% rise in crime. Our health insurance policy offers 100% coverage. Your existing policy offers 80% coverage. That's a 20% difference. You'll pay $589 a year. Your loan repayments are set at a fixed rate of 12.76%. I think you'll be 199% satisfied with this new and improved policy. Page 6. Vocabulary, B2 level. Specific topics. Dates. Dates are written as cardinal numbers and pronounced as ordinal numbers. Days and months are capitalized. Example: Monday, May 5, 1996. August 22, 1999. Saturday, June 3. In a clause, on precedes the date, which may be written as an ordinal or cardinal number. Example: I'll meet Mrs. Beckett on Friday the 16th. When the day of the week precedes the day of the month, a definite article introduces the latter, which is expressed as an ordinal. Example: Friday the 16th, or Friday 16. Written equals Friday the 16th, oral. In speech, the day of the month and month can be expressed using definite article plus day as an ordinal, plus of plus month. Note: in writing, the month, whether spelled out or expressed as a number, usually precedes the day. Example: the 10th of June. Example: January 1st, 2000. June 25th, 89. A year is normally pronounced as 22. Digit numbers. Exception is made, however, for any year whose third digit is 0-00 is pronounced hundred and -01 through 09 foot are pronounced O plus digit. Example: 1999, 1999, or 1999. 1900, 1900. 1909, 1909. Note: for the years 2000 to 2009, special pronunciation rules apply. Example: 2000, 2000. 2006, 2006. Not 2006. 2009, 2009. Not 2009. In Standard American English, and is only pronounced in the dates 2000 to 2009 and more. Formal contexts. Page 7. Vocabulary, B2 level. Decades are expressed using the plus a plural multiple of 10. Example: I like the fashion of the 60s. Page 8. Vocabulary, B2 level. Addresses and phone numbers. An American address includes, in order, the name of a person or business, a street number, and name, sometimes followed by an apartment number, and a city, state, usually abbreviated, and zip, postal, code. USA should follow on correspondence of foreign origin. Example: Jane McFadden 6020, Franconia Road, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 15238 Oralog Incorporated 3344 East Camelback No. 107 Phoenix, Arizona, 85018 USA. Note: when addresses are included in sentences, commas replace line breaks. Example: Write to me at 25, Canute Drive, Richmond, Virginia, 23234. In clauses, at precedes house numbers, on precedes streets, and in precedes cities and states. Example: He lives at number 32. The shop's on State Street. She works in Philadelphia. Note: when a house number precedes a street name, on is not used. Example: He lives at number 32, State Street. American telephone numbers are 10 digits long. Example: 805-569-9102. The area code, i.e., the number's first three digits, refers to part of a state. The following three digits refer to part of a municipality or metropolitan area. The international prefix for the USA, Canada, and most Caribbean nations is 1. Page 9. Vocabulary, B2 level. To let. Permission is expressed using let plus object plus. Infinitive without to. Example. They let their child do what he wants. Let can also be used as an imperative. Auxiliary. Example. Let her do what she likes. Let me just deal with this lady first. Note. A sentence formed with let to express permission cannot be used in the passive. The expression to be allowed to is therefore used. Example. The child is allowed to do what he wants. The infinitive without to may be implied. Example. She would like to go to India but her parents won't let her. To let, exercise, the right word. I'll. You have dessert if you behave. Permit, hand over, license, give, let, allow. To let, exercise, sentence practice. Rewrite as in the example. He conducts a market survey. They let him conduct a market survey. She works from home. She phones in the results. She talks to Mr. Lee. Page 10. Vocabulary, B2 level. Percentages. Percentages are expressed using number plus. Percent or percent. Example. We've reduced the size by about 20%. Percent. When used as adjectives, percentages precede the nouns they modify. Example. We'll have to pay a 40% deposit. It's 100% coverage. Percentage exercise, text transformation. Write out the following numbers and abbreviations. The price of your policy has risen by 16.5%. This is due to a 59% rise in crime. Our health insurance policy offers 100% coverage. Your existing policy offers 80% coverage. That's a 20% difference. You'll pay $589 a year. Your loan repayments are set at a fixed rate of 12.76%. I think you'll be 199% satisfied with this new and improved policy. Page 11. Vocabulary, B2 level. Words and expressions. To be likely. To be likely precedes an infinitive and indicates the high probability of the event it describes. When conjugated in the present, this expression refers to a present or a future event. Example. This meeting's likely to bore me. It's likely to be food poisoning. In the preterite or conditional, to be likely conveys, respectively, a past or conditional event. Example. She was likely to appreciate the gift. It's the kind of challenge he'd be likely to take on. When it expresses an opinion about a past event, to be likely is followed by a past infinitive. Note. The related impersonal expressions it's likely That and it seems likely that are also common. Example. He's likely to have forgotten our appointment. Example. It's likely that it will rain. Do you think that she's going to win? It seems likely. Unlikely is the opposite of likely. Example. He is unlikely to come. It's unlikely that it will snow. To be liable to do has the same meaning as to be likely to do. Example. It's liable to be a long wait. To be likely, exercise, the right word. It. That someday we will live on the moon. Is like, are like, be likely, is likely, are likely, be like. Page 12. Vocabulary, B2 level. To be likely, exercise, sentence practice. Rewrite the following sentences as in the example. We will probably go to San Francisco. We are likely to go to San Francisco. He will probably live with friends. The room will probably be furnished. It'll probably be better than a hotel. Page 13. Vocabulary, B2 level. For the sake of, on behalf of. The nouns sake and behalf are used after possessive -s, with of, and with possessive adjectives. Sake appears in the following expressions. For plus noun or noun phrase plus -s sake. For plus possessive adjective plus sake. For the sake of plus noun, noun phrase, or ing verb. Example. You'd better accept it for your career's sake. For Pete's sake, stop it now. You should do it for her sake. He changed jobs for the sake of his marriage. They're complaining for the sake of complaining. Behalf appears in the following expressions. In or on plus noun or noun phrase plus -s. Behalf. In or on plus possessive adjective plus behalf. In or on plus behalf of plus noun or noun. Phrase. Example. I came on her mother's behalf. He'll speak in my behalf. I would like to thank you on behalf of everyone. For the sake of, on behalf of, exercise, grammar practice. Rewrite as in the example. So that profits will be higher. For the sake of higher profits. To reassure the boss. In order to compare. For the good of the company. Because he will like it. For the good of the children. In the interest of Pete. Page 14. Vocabulary, B2 level. To be left, to have left. To be left and to have left express the same idea but are used in different ways. The passive to be left is formed using subject plus be left. Example. The weather was bad. Few people were left on the streets. The active to have left takes a direct object, which precedes left. The resulting form is subject plus have plus direct object plus left. Example. Do you have any tea? I only have coffee left. Do you have any rooms left? To be left, to have left, exercise is sentence practice. Answer the question as in the example. Do you have coffee? Tea? I only have tea left. Are there sweets? Singles. Do they have limousines? Minivans. Do they have non-smoking tables? Smoking. Tables. Page 15. Vocabulary, B2 level. Kind of followed by a noun. Kind of plus noun may be used with or without an indefinite article. Kind of /an. Plus noun carries a general, vaguer meaning. Example. What kind of a man is he? What kind of aircraft are we flying in? You can use kind of /and plus noun to ask for a more precise definition or description of something. Example. What kind of service do you offer? What kind of an office plan do you have? Open space or individual offices? What kind of experience does the position require? What kind of a problem are you experiencing? Kind of /and plus noun may also be used to describe or define something in an approximate, rather than a precise, way. Example. I have a copy of the report ready, but it's kind of a semi-final version. Negotiating is kind of a challenge, but I enjoy it. To compare something to another in an approximate or partial way, you can use the expression kind of like a /and plus noun. Often, this expression is followed by a but clause. Example. What is that? It looks kind of like an agenda, but is much bigger. The new briefcase is kind of like a traditional one, but has more modern features. You can use the expressions sort of and type of in much the same way as kind of. Note. When referring to something plural, kind of, sort of, and type of become kinds of, sorts of, and types of. Example. What sort of investment do you want to make? What type of a consultant do you plan to hire? It's sort of an issue, but there's no need to worry. Example. What kinds of clients do you generally work with? Page 16. Vocabulary, B2 level. Other expressions useful for describing or defining something in an approximate way are a kind of a /and plus noun, a sort of a /and plus noun, a type of a /and plus noun, some kind of a /and plus noun, some type of a /and plus noun. Example. I think Deborah is carrying some kind of an office chair. The new company restaurant has a type of a patio where employees can eat outside. Gabriel is working on some type of presentation. Some sort of a /and plus noun. The technical team is having some sort of a problem. I don't know the details, though. Kind of followed by a noun, exercise, fill in the blanks. Do you follow this up? Technical solutions do you recommend? How? Do you want to earn? What of positions will you be hiring? Not set a limit? How kind, much, why, what? Page 17. Vocabulary, B2 level. Not to be confused. Home, house. Home indicates a person's place of residence, or the place where one feels at home. Example: I'm glad to see my home again. You get back home for a well-earned rest. Do you have a cat at home? House indicates a physical structure, a building used as a residence. Example: do you have a house or an apartment? My house was broken into yesterday. Note: home is used when movement is described. In sentences not involving movement either at home or home, at being, in this case, implied, may be used. At is omitted in negations. Example: it's time to go home. Tonight I'm staying at home. I won't be home tomorrow. Page 18. Vocabulary, B2 level. For, since ago. A for and since are often used after a main clause in the present perfect. For plus expression of length of time. For is always followed by a noun phrase. Example: I've lived in Detroit for 5 years. He's been studying at Stanford University for 2 years. Since plus point of departure, precise moment. Since introduces a noun phrase or a dependent clause indicating a point of departure, date for example. When since is followed by a dependent clause, the verb of the clause is according to the context, either in the preterite or the present perfect. Example: I've been learning English since I was 11 years old. I haven't talked to her since I've been back. She's been playing the violin since 1987. Be ago is preceded by a noun phrase describing a point in time. The verb of the sentence is in the preterite. Example: the couple met 2 years ago. He arrived 3 hours ago. For, since ago, exercised the right word. How long have you been living abroad? 3 years. For, often, until, since, off and on, when. Page 19. Vocabulary, B2 level. Next, the next. Next plus expression of time, e.g. a day of the week, month, the year, term, or time, is used without an article and indicates a future time, relative to the moment of speech or writing. Example: next time, give yourself an hour or more to get to the airport. We've planned a 10% increase for next year. Next Friday, I'm on vacation. The next is used with the same expressions of time as is next. However, the former expression indicates a future time relative not to the moment of speech or writing, but to some other, past or future, moment, which is mentioned or understood. The next can also indicate a period that is beginning or about to begin at the moment of speech or writing. Note: the next few days is a common expression. Example: I'll spend the first week in Paris and the next 2 weeks in Rome. She said she was leaving the next day. Example: the next school year is going to be easy. School begins tomorrow. Can you put me on the next flight? Example: you'll get your checkbook in the mail within the next few days. Next, the next exercise to the right word. What is thing on the list? Nemesis after next, later, first, the next. Page 20. Vocabulary, B2 level. Next, the next exercise, fill in the blanks. He's not here. Could you please call? Do you want? The moment. Later? About a 10% increase for. Figures? It depends. Your contact is waiting. Which field? An answer. Next, back at, more, on, for. Next, the next exercises word order. Year. Gets, next express destination letter to delivery the A, its day. Page 21. Vocabulary, B2 level. Last, later, latter. The adjective last indicates a time before. The moment of speech or writing. Note, last can be used as an adverb. Example. I met your manager at last week's fair. Remember, we had no snow last year. Example. When he last came, he was ill. The last refers to the final item in a series. Example. I bought the last dress they had. I didn't get the last number. See Mr. Warcock in the last office on your right. The comparative adverb later is followed by then plus clause unless its reference point is the moment of speech or writing, in which case then plus clause may be omitted. Example. You arrived later than expected. Could you please call back later? Later can also be used as an adjective. Example. Please call back at a later date. The pronoun the latter refers to the second of two elements mentioned. Example. I can come by car or by train. I think I'll take the latter. Page 22. Vocabulary, B2 level. Last, later, latter exercises the right word. 1. Can we postpone this for A? Past, last, latter, lather, later, latter. 2. Of Tom and John, I'm in love with the date, please. 1. Past, last, latter, lather, later, latter. 3. What was the thing the president said before resigning? Past, last, latter, lather, later, latter. Last, later, latter exercise, fill in the blanks. I got the results of our market survey. When we spoke, I hadn't received them yet. I'll explain the findings to the president and the board. The is having a special meeting this afternoon. Latter, last week, later. Page 23. Vocabulary, B2 level. For how long, since when. A. For, how long. For introduces nominal groups expressing duration. Example. We've been traveling for almost a month. Now. Statements containing for answer. Questions containing how long. For. Example. How long have you been traveling for? How long have you been waiting? B. Since when. Since introduces a nominal group or subordinate clause expressing a precise past time. Example. It has been snowing since Monday. Statements containing since answer. Questions containing since when. Example. Since when has it been snowing? For how long since when exercised the right word. I have had this car only yesterday. Since for until often when off and on. Page 24. Vocabulary B2 level. To remember, to remind. Past actions may be recalled using to. Remember plus gerund or to remember plus. Nominal group. To remember takes the thing remembered as its object. Example. He remembered locking the door. I remember my first day at work. To remember plus infinitive evokes a future action someone must not forget to do. Example. Remember to post the letter. To remind takes as its direct object the person who is reminded of, or to do something. Such sentences may be constructed using to. Remind plus object plus of plus noun, or to remind. Plus object plus infinitive. Example. He reminded her of her promise. Remind me to phone him. Page 25. Vocabulary B2 level. Vocabulary solutions. The basics solutions. Hour, time, o'clock solutions. Hour, time, o'clock exercise, grammar practice. Rewrite as in the example. The flight leaving this morning. A journey that takes 5 days. This morning's flight. 5 days journey. 5 days journey. Departures on Tuesday. The menu for this evening. Tuesday's departures. This evening's menu. A time lasting 3 hours. The budget for this year. 3 hours time. 3 hours time. This year's budget. Problems we had last week. Last week's problems. American money, solutions. American money, exercise, text transformation. Write out the following numbers and abbreviations. The price of your policy has risen by 16.5%. This is due to a 59% rise in crime. Our health insurance policy offers 100% coverage. Your existing policy offers 80% coverage. That's a 20% difference. You'll pay $589 a year. Your loan repayments are set at a fixed rate of 12.76%. I think you'll be 199% satisfied with this new and improved policy. The price of your policy has risen by 16.5%. This is due to a 59% rise in crime. Our health insurance policy offers 100% coverage. Your existing policy offers 80% coverage. That's a 20% difference. You'll pay $589 a year. Your loan repayments are set at a fixed rate of 12.76%. I think you'll be 199% satisfied with this new and improved policy. Page 26. Vocabulary B2 level. To let solutions. To let exercise the right word. I'll let you have dessert if you behave. To let exercise sentence practice. Rewrite as in the example. He conducts a market survey. She works from home. They let him conduct a market survey. She phones in the results. They let her work from home. They let her phone in the results. She talks to Mr. Lee. They let her talk to Mr. Lee. Percentages, solutions. Percentage exercise, text transformation. Write out the following numbers and abbreviations. The price of your policy has risen by 16.5%. This is due to a 59% rise in crime. Our health insurance policy offers 100% coverage. Your existing policy offers 80% coverage. That's a 20% difference. You'll pay $589 a year. Your loan repayments are set at a fixed rate of 12.76%. I think you'll be 199% satisfied with this new and improved policy. The price of your policy has risen by 16.5%. This is due to a 59% rise in crime. Our health insurance policy offers 100% coverage. Your existing policy offers 80% coverage. That's a 20% difference. You'll pay $589 a year. Your loan repayments are set at a fixed rate of 12.76%. I think you'll be 199% satisfied with this new and improved policy. Words and expressions, solutions. To be likely, solutions. To be likely, exercise, the right word. It is likely that someday we will live on the moon. Page 27. Vocabulary, B2 level, page 28. To be likely, exercise, sentence practice. Rewrite the following sentences as in the example. We will probably go to San Francisco. We are likely to go to San Francisco. He will probably live with friends. He is likely to live with friends. He's likely to live with friends. The room will probably be furnished. The room is likely to be furnished. The room's likely to be furnished. It'll probably be better than a hotel. It's likely to be better than a hotel. It's likely to be better than a hotel. For the sake of, on behalf of, the solutions. For the sake of, on behalf of, exercise, grammar practice. Rewrite as in the example. So that profits will be higher. For the sake of higher profits. To reassure the boss. For the sake of reassuring the boss. In order to compare. For the sake of comparison. For the good of the company. For the company's sake. For the sake of the company. Because he will like it for his sake. For the good of the children. For the children's sake. For the sake of the children. In the interest of Pete. For Pete's sake. Vocabulary, B2 level, page 29. To be left, to have left. Solutions. To be left, to have left. Exercises, sentence practice. Answer the question as in the example. Do you have coffee? Tea, I only have tea left. Are there sweets? Singles, there are only singles left. Do they have limousines? Minivans, they only have minivans left. Do they have non-smoking tables? Smoking tables, they only have smoking tables left. Kind of followed by a noun. Solutions. Kind of followed by a noun. Exercise, fill in the blanks. How do you follow this up? What technical solutions do you recommend? How much do you want to earn? What kind of positions will you be hiring? Why not set a limit? Not to be confused. Solutions for, since ago. Solutions for, since ago. Exercise, the right word. How long have you been living abroad? For 3 years. Vocabulary, B2 level. Next, the next, solutions. Next, the next, exercise to the right word. What is the next thing on the list? Next, the next, exercise, fill in the blanks. He's not here at the moment. Could you please call back later? About a 10% increase for next year. Do you want more figures? It depends on which field. Your contact is waiting for an answer. Next, the next, exercise a word order. Express delivery gets a letter to its destination the next day. Last, later, latter, solutions. Last, later, latter exercises, the right word. 1. Can we postpone this for a later date, please? 2. Of Tom and John, I'm in love with the latter one. 3. What was the last thing the president said before resigning? Last, later, latter exercise, fill in the blanks. Last week I got the results of our market survey. When we last spoke, I hadn't received them yet. Later I'll explain the findings to the president and the board. The latter is having a special meeting this afternoon. Page 30. Vocabulary, B2 level. For how long, since when, solutions. For how long, since when, exercised the right word. I have had this car only since yesterday. Page 31. Vocabulary, B2 level. English, Spanish, French, German, Italian, Dutch. Page 32.